This is Chapter 1, Part 8 of Rules of Engagement. Today we're uncovering reciprocity theory, specifically that people respect those who set clear expectations for how they should be treated. A relationship without mutual consideration is a dictatorship, not a partnership. If you're always the one apologizing to others for her outbursts or managing her moods like a full-time emotional janitor and spinning her manipulations into trauma responses to justify her behavior, you're taking on more than you should. Maybe you cook, you comfort, you clean up every emotional mess she makes while she lounges on the throne of zero accountability, barking orders like you're her emotional DoorDash therapist. Alvin Goldner's 1960 norm of reciprocity explained that people tend to give back what they receive. But entitled women, and most are, don't believe this. So when a man continues to give without asking anything in return, he's creating privilege, not benevolence. Because eventually she learns to expect effort from you without offering any in return. And you, meanwhile, become the emotional and physical workhorse who thinks being needed is the same as being respected. Believe me when I tell you it is not. Goldner's reciprocity theory coincides with Harold Kelly and John Thibodeau's 1978 interdependence theory, which shows that relationships are unceasingly evaluated based on perceived costs and rewards. And holy shit, this phenomenon has increased exponentially in the last 2 decades. So when you're putting in time, money, and loyalty and getting nothing in return because she is the table, the dynamic is not just leaking respect, it's nearly sunk altogether. Even worse, if you stay silent, you start believing that overgiving is the price of staying connected. You begin to think that your needs are too much and that asking for consideration will push her away. And just like that, you shrink inside your own insecurities. You're respected less and less by quality women with every unspoken request for reciprocity. Always remind yourself that masculine leadership does not come from being endlessly giving with no expectation for returned investment. It comes from setting the tone of an equal partnership and that your time, your money, and your stability are all valuable. If she doesn't match that with respect, gratitude, and mutual exchange, then you're training her to view you as an ATM and an emotional vending machine. She learns to insert crisis to receive support and to insert mood to receive attention. But the second you need something back, crickets. A worthwhile woman recognizes that she doesn't have to like your boundaries to respect them. But she will never respect a man who abandons himself just to keep her comfortable. Alvin Goldner's work further emphasizes that reciprocity is a social contract and that people give when they feel the weight of obligation. If you remove that weight by never requiring or even expecting anything in return, then you remove any tension and any reason for her to reciprocate. Similarly, Kelly and Thibodeau conveyed that social imbalance leads to dissatisfaction and that the overgiver ends up resentful. You give and give, thinking it'll inspire gratitude. But without clear expectation for reciprocity, all it does is teach her that you don't require much for her to stick around. There's a reason one-way streets come with warning signs, and it's because they're dangerous to navigate if you ignore the flow. And relationships are no different. If she's always driving in the wrong direction toward her needs and not yielding to others while you're stuck yielding to her oncoming SUV, you've got nowhere to turn around. You're stuck. No, it is not selfish to expect reciprocity regardless of what TikTok tells her. It's not controlling to require loyalty, time, and basic emotional presence. It's leadership. So set the terms of your relationship like you would any high-value expectation, with clarity, composure, and an awareness of your own worth. If she's not meeting you halfway, then you're carrying everything, and no man can carry forever.